Hey guys, welcome back to another video. A few weeks ago, Rosebloc 2 held a friendly competition, and since I didn't go to that comp, I'm gonna be trying the boulders in this video. This time there was 20 boulders, one being the easiest, 20 being the hardest, and all of the boulders were located in the comp wall at Rosebloc 2 because there's all type of angles to set any type of boulders. So we're gonna start at number 10 since I don't want to bore you with the easier boulders. So this boulder is pretty short. You have this dino on some dual text, and I actually didn't even chalk my hands because I think it's a little better when your hands are sweaty to stick better into these holds. And we're already into the second boulder, number 11. So between 10 and 11, I already felt like there was a lot of more technical moves to stand up slowly into these big volumes. And I also challenged myself to go directly up instead of taking the zone on the left side. And this ending is so damn funky. I never tried these type of moves where you just have to stand on one hold and then just hold that position to match the last hold. So it was really weird, but you know, it's fun from time to time.
Oh my god!
Oh, nice!
So for number 12, we start off with this huge dino, and we don't really see the holes from underneath, so you kind of just jump blinded. But after that, the holds were pretty good, so it wasn't too bad. I think the crux was definitely the dino, and after that, just staying focused to finish the boulder, but the dino was really cool, so nice setting. We are now on number 13, and I'm not sure which style this boulder is because it's in the overhang. I'm pretty sure this is around 40 degrees, and every hold was alright. It was just kind of tricky to know the beta. But if I compare it to the other boulders we did before and that we'll do after this one, it was really not that bad. I think it was more like a traditional type of style. Also, I have PTSD of this area because I didn't do a boulder that was really important for my score at Provincials of 2024. I'm not really sure if this is correct, but if I had that boulder, maybe I would have made semi-finals in that competition. So instead, I wasn't qualified for semis and had to go back to Quebec City, so 2 hours and a half away. So that car ride was a walk of shame. But at least with that competition, I got selected for nationals. So it's alright. Moving on to number 14. This time it's a 3-part battle with some dual text. Thankfully, every hold was good, even the dual text, so I could get this in my first attempt. And the rest of the boulder was, again, pretty easy. I don't think I did the right beta with this heel hook, but it worked perfectly since my arms are pretty long and I could just reach to the next hold. I'm still pretty happy I flashed the first move because usually I struggle with these type of paddles. Number 15 is this huge slab, and I really like this boulder because at first it didn't look too bad, but when I got on the boulder I realized that the foot were really slippery and some of them were blocked, so it was actually pretty hard to stay close to the wall and to find the right beta because there was a few ways of doing this boulder. And yeah, it definitely took me a couple of attempts to understand what worked best for me because the beta that my friends were trying, which was just standing up to this hold, felt pretty hard for me. Anyways, what I did is basically just put my left foot into this kind of vertical hold. It wasn't great, and then going to the hand hold and just palming it. And in that way I could swap my foot, and it was really the crux of the boulder for me because the hand holds weren't really good, and you still had to aim the footholds like perfectly. The rest of the boulder is also very tricky because that handhold is extremely slopey, and the footholds are kind of just in front of you, so you have to do this flamingo move, which felt pretty awkward in that position. And from there you have to lift yourself up, but at least the last hold is a very big jug, so it was over at that point. So we are now on number 16, and this is another slab, and I thought it was really tricky because you have all these small footholds and they were surrounded by all of this dual text, so you really had to aim them right. So there was like no room for mistake, and when you get your feet up there you basically don't have any hands, so you have to hold your balance and make sure that you're really staying close to the wall. So for these type of boulders, I really like to use the Andra comps because they're really soft for these volumes at the start, but when it comes to footholds, they also hold very well. And that's why in competitions, I really like to have one pair of shoes that can do any type of styles, so slabs, overhangs, or small footholds, so I don't have to switch in between my attempts. Anyways, here comes the crux. I have to do this small dynamic movement and stop my momentum with the back flag. And other than that, this boulder wasn't really too hard. I think number 15 was even harder, because in my opinion, you can really compensate with the crimp that is pretty good. So I can like crimp it really hard while I'm having this barn door. But number 15, there was not really a good handhold, so I had to keep my body really close to the wall. This ending was also a little funky. You can keep your hand in the arete and just touch with the thumb. But I wanted to challenge myself and try to match it completely without the arete. So I just full crimped the screw hold with one finger and then brought my right hand. So after 2 slabs, we have a completely different style. Number 17 is this pretty cool dyno. The first holds are incredibly trash. They are slopey, they are not really good. But then you land into this huge jug, so you can just commit to 100% and expect to one-arm the hold because it's pretty good. And the rest of the boulder is pretty straightforward until the last move. In my case, I'm just really stupid, so I tried to reach the last hold and turned out that it wasn't that great. So on my second attempt, I decided to be a little more rational and do the toe hook method instead, which was the intended beta. But anyways, this dyno was really cool. It wasn't too hard. In my case, I think I struggle more with some slab dynos, and what I mean by that is when you have to switch your foot or like lateral dynos. So I think it's pretty hard to just stay close to the wall, switch your feet fast and just hold into some really bad holds. But these type of dynos where you're just in the overhang, it feels a little easier for me. So really cool boulder again. Number 18 has to be one of the weirdest boulders I've ever tried in my life, and I was really surprised to get a flash of this one because by looking at it, I couldn't even think of any beta that would work. I just said to myself, alright, I'm gonna hop on the boulder and when I'll find something, I'll just do the move. But it was like unreadable from the ground, so basically it was all from feeling into the positions. And I probably didn't do any of the intended beta because I was all twisted up and nothing felt like super comfortable. And of course it's meant to be hard, but there's probably a more efficient way of doing this. I was really just fighting for my life and couldn't understand too much how to do any of the moves. But I still found myself to get a flash, and yeah, it's just a really weird boulder.
Oi, oi, oi.
Okay, second to last boulder, number 18. It's probably a big paddle, which is what I tried on my first attempt, and it felt really hard. And I'm also like terrible at paddles, so Jean-Mich and me found this beta of just putting a right heel hook into the wall, and it seems odd at first because there's not really a hold. The arete is not great. But when I saw that, I said, it might just work. And it sure did. Like, somehow it was sticking. And yeah, I could just do this paddle statically instead of just going 1, 2, 3, 4 with the hands. So, better break, of course, but in competition, I would have done the same. It's the most efficient way for me. So, that's how I did it. And the top was also like a little tricky. It took me maybe 2-3 attempts, but I got a cent of this boulder. I'm not gonna lie, when there's comp kids, these are probably moves that are really flashable for them, but in my case, it takes me a lot of attempts to understand what to do, and even when I did, it was a better break, so that's what makes them so, like, build different in competition, is that they really can get boulders quicker than me. By the way, Jean-Michel did get this boulder, but I didn't film it. Oops. And finally, number 20 is this enormous boulder on the overhang, and it simply has terrible holds, very slopey, lots of tricky moves like toe hook catches, and you know, just very, very hard boulder. If I would put that into grades, it would maybe be around V11, V12, because every move was hard in itself, and it was a power endurance type of boulder because you still need a lot of energy when you're up there. And well, even though I didn't get all the way up to this boulder, the first moves were already very exhausting. So right here I have this right toe hook, and it's pretty hard to keep it while going to the sloper because that hold is pretty bad and the toe hook is very high, so you kind of have to really hold this tension, and it's just a complex move, so the toe hook can just slip anytime. I didn't want to exhaust myself too much since I also wanted to try other boulders in the gym, but in this try I went a little further since I put this heel hook and I could go to the crimp. But from there, I just had to do this ninja kick that felt super hard. And yeah, I don't think I would have held that even if I tried to my hardest because it was a huge swing. So that was the competition boulders I wanted to show you in this video. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment what video you want to see next. And I'll see you guys next time.